Hello again everyone. Today I'm going to be telling you the story of the secret garden. Our story begins in India, where 10-year-old Mary Lennox lives with her wealthy British family. Mary's mum and dad had always neglected her. She felt unloved and spent most of her time with her servants, who spoilt Mary, and this made her selfish, rude and ungrateful. One morning, Mary awoke to the news that both her parents had been killed by typhus. She was orphaned and was being sent to live with her widowed uncle in Yorkshire, England, in a place called Misselthwaite Manor. On arriving at Misselthwaite Manor, Mary discovered that her uncle had not been home for months, and instead she was met by the housekeeper, Mrs. Medlock. "Right, young lady, you should go straight up to your room and don't even think for 1 second about exploring this manor. Stay put." "But who will dress me? Who will unpack my things?" asked Mary. "I think, young lady," said Mrs. Medlock, "that it's about high time you learn to do things for yourself. I'll send young Martha in to make up your bed, but that is all she will do for you. Do you understand?" Mary did not understand. She was not used to having to do things for herself. And so she sat upon her bed and sobbed. "Oh, hey, look at that face. It could turn the milk sour." "Who on earth are you?" said Mary to a young girl standing in her doorway. "And how dare you speak to me like that?" "Oh, sorry, Miss Mary. I'm Martha, your maid. I've come to make up your bed." "Yes, well, get on with it then," snapped Mary at Martha. Martha, however, was not scared of Mary. She was made of much tougher stuff. And over the next few weeks, Martha told Mary lots of stories about the grounds at Misselthwaite Manor, about her younger brother Dickon, and about a secret walled garden. The garden, it was Mrs. Craven's. She spent all of her time in there. She loved it. But she had an accident in there and that's how she died. And ever since then, Mr. Craven shut up the garden and he wouldn't let anybody else in there. Mary liked the sound of this garden, and she spent the next few weeks searching the grounds endlessly, but she could not find the garden. The more time Mary spent with nature and the more time Mary spent with Martha, she started to soften and stopped sulking quite as much. Until one day, while she was searching, a little robin appeared to Mary. She followed the robin, and it led her to an old, rusty key. "Oh, thank you, Robin. Is this the key to the garden?" The robin flew away again, and so Mary followed it. This time the robin led her to a wall covered in vines. Behind the vines, Mary saw a door. She put the key in the lock, pushed the door open, and there it was, the secret garden. On first appearances, Mary could tell that the garden needed a lot of work. It was overgrown with weeds and rose bushes. But then Mary spotted some green shoots in the corner, and so she started weeding and clearing that area. Mary visited the garden every day, trying to restore it to its former beauty. One night, after a long day of gardening, Mary was trying to fall to sleep when she heard a very strange sound. It sounded like someone crying. So Mary got out of bed and followed the noise down the hallway. "And where do you think you're going, young lady?" said Mrs. Medlock, stopping Mary dead in her tracks. "It's just I can hear a sound. It sounds like someone's crying." "Oh, don't be ridiculous," said Mrs. Medlock. "It's the wind. Get back to bed with you." And so Mary went back to bed, and the next day she told Martha about this incident. "Oh no, Mary, Mrs. Medlock's right. It is the wind. It plays terrible tricks on you. How are you getting on in the garden?" "Oh, I'm not too well. I was doing okay at first, but there's only so much you can do by hand. I think I need some gardening tools," said Mary to Martha. "Oh, that's not a problem at all. You know my brother Dickon, he's got loads of gardening tools. I'll get him to meet up with you today. Is that all right?" "Oh, thank you very much, Martha." And so Martha arranged for her brother Dickon to meet Mary so he could give her some gardening tools. On their first meeting, Mary warmed to Dickon straight away. He was kind, caring, he loved animals and nature, and so Mary decided to tell him about the secret garden. She led him there, and he could see exactly what work needed doing. And so the two of them got to work to try and bring the garden back to life, They work so hard day and night. One night, trying to fall asleep again, Mary heard the sound. "It's definitely someone crying," said Mary. So this time she shut up quickly and ran down the corridor to try and find the noise. It led her down some stairs and into a room. In the room was a bed, and in the bed was a little boy, about Mary's age. "Excuse me," Mary said, "but why are you crying?" "It's my back," said the boy. "There's a lump in my spine. I'm in so much pain and I'll never walk again." "A lump in your spine?" said Mary. "Here, let me look." So she went over to the little boy, lifted up his pyjama top and pressed into his spine. "I can't feel anything. Are you sure you're not exaggerating?" "How dare you?" said the boy. "I've been in this bed for years. If I go outside, I'll die. I'm a cripple." "Well, I can't feel anything," said Mary. "I think you might be over-exaggerating." "I'm not." "Who are you?" said Mary to the boy. And she discovered that the little boy in the bed was Colin Craven, her cousin. "I didn't know I had a cousin," said Mary. "No, I didn't either," Colin replied. And the two got talking and became very good friends. Mary visited Colin every night, secretly of course, and then she decided to tell Colin about the secret garden. "My mother's garden," said Colin. "I would love to see it." "Well, let me take you there," said Mary. "Mary, I can't go outside. I'll die." "Don't be ridiculous," Mary replied. "You won't die if you go outside. You'll die if you stay inside. Look, I know you can't walk very well, but my friend Dickon, he could push you in your chair. Please, Colin, please let us take you there." And so for the next day, Colin got in his chair and Dickon pushed him outdoors. At first, Colin squinted and put his hands in front of his eyes, but he was fine, of course. The children pushed him into the garden. "Oh my goodness, Mary," said Colin. I can't believe what you've done. You've brought the garden back to life. I love it. Thank you so much for bringing me here." And the children played and played and played and laughed and smiled. And then Mary and Dickon encouraged Colin to walk. At first he struggled to get out of his chair, and then he managed to take a few steps, then a few more, and then a few more. And then before long he was running, jumping, playing, skipping. "Mary, the garden is magic," said Colin. "You have made the garden magic. Thank you, Mary." Mary couldn't help but smile. Maybe the garden was magic, or maybe Colin had finally faced his worst fears. One day the children were playing, and the gardener popped his head over the garden wall. "Oh my," he said. I'm sorry, it gave me such a fright. You're a cripple," he said, pointing at Colin. "I am not a cripple," he replied. "Look, I'm walking. I can walk, run, jump. How dare you call me a cripple? I'm not. It's a lie." I'm sorry, Master Colin. You took me by surprise. I didn't expect to ever see you outdoors again." "Does your father know about this?" "No, I don't suppose he does, but if he ever returns, he will see for himself, won't he?" "Yes, Master Colin, you're right, he will." And a few weeks later, Mr. Craven did return. He pulled up outside the manor, and before he took a step inside, he decided to walk around his beloved grounds. And that's when he heard laughter coming from the secret garden. At first he was furious that anyone should be inside, but as he made his way through the door, the first sight he saw was that of his son, playing with other children, outdoors, looking healthy, looking well, walking. "Father," said Colin, spotting his dad. "It's me, I can walk." And he ran towards his father and gave him a great big hug. "I don't believe it. I didn't think that this was possible. It's the garden, Father. It's magic. It's Mary. She has made the garden magic." "Is this right?" said Mr. Craven, looking at Mary. "Yes, sir. I found the garden. I wanted to find the garden, and I wanted to bring it back to life. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. And the three of them walked back to the house as a family. Mr. Craven thanking Mary all the time, for it was not just the garden she had brought back to life. Ooh, that's lovely, that, isn't it? That is one of my favourite stories. I used to watch the film all the time on repeat when I was little. I think it's a film that was released in the early 90s and it's brilliant. But of course, before you watch the film, make sure you read the book. Thank you so much for listening to that. I will be back soon with another story. And I hope you're keeping safe, I hope you're keeping well, and I hope you're all supporting your local theatre. See you soon.